I want to keep this here, but I'm going to also add students will think about okay, so I'm thinking if a student was in charge, if a student was running a country, how would they rule over the people?
Maybe what their ideal government would look like, or I'm not sure.
Okay. Students will think about what their ideal government would look like if they ruled the country. You start with this. Today, you're going to specifically identify the major types of government.
Okay.
And it's in the context of, because we're talking about government, I want you to think if you were in charge, what would your government look like? Okay. Before we get too deep into this, let's have a discussion in our groups about what government is and what it could look like. You have that. You have them do the activity just like I did today. You have them look for things in the conversation to agree with or disagree with, so that they're just building that knowledge.
Okay.
Cool. So, I mean, what are you thinking about these things?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think moving forward, that would be a bad idea. Having something to be able to measure that day, and then something to have as more of a long-term, like not necessarily long-term, but something that they're working towards. Yeah. Instead of just having one little, this is what we're doing today.
All right, well, I'm not going to see you until a few weeks.
Okay.
I'm going to see you again. Let's see. The 29th.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Wait, today's Thursday, the 28th.
Okay.
And so, promote active listening during discussion. That just means that they're doing. What do you think? I mean, how can this happen? And within the next 3 weeks, how do you think?
Just keep providing some sentence stems, and then or response stems, and then having them, instead of just selecting one person to respond, having not just that person respond, but having other groups build off of their response. Yeah. That way it's not kind of like, oh, I got picked, okay, well now I don't have to worry about it. And I see a lot of that. And then not only does that'll provide, because like today there was 6-7 groups and only 4 responded. And that way, by doing that, it'll guarantee that every group at some point will have to respond.
Right.
Instead of just, oh, hopefully I'm one of the 3 that don't get picked.
So it may take more time, but I think once you practice these sorts of things, it'll go by quick, and it'll kind of be the expectation.
Okay.
But with this one, promote active listening during discussion. That just means while discussion is taking place, they're doing something. They're continuing to add to their notes, or they're thinking about. You have those stems to get them to think about how they could respond to it, and how this helps them construct their ideal government, basically. So they're not. The difference between listening and critical listening is that they're doing something with the knowledge.
Now, with the objective, and this is something I'm kind of curious about. I know it's supposed to be on the board and it's supposed to be there so it's visible for the student, but is it something that like I should make a point every day, like this is what we're going after today, or is it just kind of like up there and it's kind of like up to them to look for it, or should I like point it out every single time, like this is what we're doing today, this is what our goal is today, and then start the lesson? Or
I encourage that. I've seen some teachers have the students read it and then just have that be a quick few-minute discussion about what these words means, what that will do. Ask them, so what are we doing today? Let's have this person read. What does that mean? What do you think we should be able to do?
Okay.
So my answer to you is yes, because there's how many classes a day? 8 classes a day. They're 45 minutes long. It's so easy to come and go between class. If you don't know what the purpose is, then like how can you really be focused in your learning? So like it's a hassle. It takes time to do, but if it's part of your morning routine, like it won't be a big issue.
Cool.
But But
Yeah, that's kind of something I wanted clarification on.
yeah, as a campus, like we're working on this,
Okay.
but I'm happy to see that you had it up every single time, and now our work has just been kind of making it work for you and measure what you truly wanted to measure. And
Okay.
so let's keep doing it, man.
Okay.
Cool. All right, man.
All right.
Always good working with you.
Sorry about yesterday, but glad we got to get this going today.